Please adhere to YouTube's selected guidelines before viewing the content of this video. I do not encourage or condone any products, actions, or behaviors shown in this video. All videos are produced in a safe, professional, and controlled environment. Please do not attempt to replicate any actions performed during the video. All actions are performed by professionals.
Alright, so, which is better? Japanese Strong Zero or American Strong Zero? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be finding out today, once and for all. My plan today is to compare and contrast what Japanese Strong Zero is like when compared to American Strong Zero, and it's to determine which one I personally prefer. Will I end up liking Japanese Strong Zero more than American Strong Zero, or will it be vice versa? I don't know, but I'm looking forward to finding out. Let me tell y'all what. Of course, during this video, I am going to be drinking some Strong Zero, but before I go ahead and get this can all opened up and actually let y'all know what the differences are taste-wise and mouthfeel-wise and just drinking-wise in general, I first off want to cover some initial differences that we can tell are a thing just by the can and by the price. Let's go ahead and go over the difference in price between Japanese Strong Zero and American Strong Zero first off. So, in America, Strong Zero is over $3 a can. And the cans are, well, smaller. This is a tall boy can. It is, I'm not sure exactly how many milliliters, I'll acknowledge. I should have probably found that out before this video. But it's a tall boy can. It's definitely significantly larger than cans are in the United States, without a doubt. And those cost $3 a can, as said. This can, on the other hand, cost me 220 yen, or about $1.50 USD, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, Strong Zero is significantly cheaper in Japan than it is in the United States. Now, this is not a terribly big surprise. Of course, Strong Zero is a brand of alcohol from Japan. It was originally introduced in Japan, and it's just normal here, whereas in the United States, it's an exotic drink, even though in the United States, it's actually made in the United States for the American market. So, it's kind of odd, I'll acknowledge, but it is still more expensive nonetheless. It could be tax reasons, or it could just be it's an exotic thing and so they're pricing it higher. Not exactly sure, I will acknowledge, and I don't want to speak on conjecture. However, what I can say for sure is that the just first initial difference between Japanese Strong Zero and American Strong Zero is the price. And Japanese Strong Zero is without a doubt much cheaper than American Strong Zero. Now, the second difference between American Strong Zero and Japanese Strong Zero is that American Strong Zero has a minimum and maximum alcohol percentage of 6%. In Japan, you can get Strong Zero in a percentage anywhere between 6 to 9%. 9% is the top, with 6% being the bottom, but I feel like you can get even lower than 6%. I feel like I've seen that. I very well could be wrong. It might have been a different brand. Either way, 6% is one of the lower percentages you can get here, with 9% really being the standard ABV for Strong Zero. So that's really the second main difference between Japanese Strong Zero to American Strong Zero, is that just overall, Japanese Strong Zero is significantly stronger. Another major difference is the packaging. The packaging in America is not too dissimilar to the packaging of Strong Zero in Japan, but it is a little bit different, and in my personal opinion, I like this packaging more. I will acknowledge I do think it just looks better, but maybe I'm biased because, well, you know, thing Japan. I'm not exactly sure, in all honesty. But yeah, no, there definitely are some major differences between Strong Zero in Japan and in the United States, and that's without even mentioning the fact that Strong Zero that's sold in the United States is also made in the United States, whereas this is actually made in Japan. There's probably different ingredients being used as well. If my memory is correct, at least they do taste pretty different. But I suppose we should go ahead and find that out once and for all, actually. I do suppose I should probably go ahead and get my can of Japanese Strong Zero cracked open, and I think I should probably find out what this stuff actually tastes like and let y'all know what the differences are flavor-wise between, well, Japanese Strong Zero and American Strong Zero. So let's go ahead, get this can cracked open, and let's go ahead and find out. Without further ado, let's take a sip. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying? Definitely, I'd have to say initially, less sweet than American Strong Zero. American Strong Zero, even the lemon flavor, is more sweet than this. I would consider this to be more bitter and definitely as well more alcohol-y, although not to an insane degree. It's more alcohol-y, but it doesn't come across as being, whoa, that's a lot of alcohol. It's just more alcohol-y. which makes sense as this is a 9% versus 6% in the United States. So you can definitely tell just with the ABV, with the alcohol percentage, there's definitely a slight difference in flavor. Now, I've also tried the Strong Zero 6% from Japan in the past before. It's been like almost 2 years since I last tried that, but I don't really remember that being all that much more sweet or less alcohol-y tasting than the 9%. They really do a good job of covering up the alcohol flavor, in my personal opinion, in the Japanese Strong Zero, and they do in the American Strong Zero as well, but I'd have to say the way they go about it is a bit different. In Japan, they kind of cover it up with bitterness, I'd have to say. The bitterness is kind of what covers up the alcohol, in my personal opinion. And then there's a sort of, I'd have to say, more sour lemon flavor. In the United States, the lemon Strong Zero, now I don't have an American Strong Zero with me today to really compare. So I can't compare side by side, sadly, today. I'm just going off of memory. However, I would say that the American Lemon Strong Zero is most certainly trying to cover up the alcohol flavor more with sweetness rather than with sourness. And that's not to say that the American Strong Zero is all only sugar and sweet and everything like that kind of thing. But it is definitely sweeter than the Japanese Strong Zero, in my personal opinion. And I personally think that the way they're trying to cover up the alcohol taste really does change between the Japanese Strong Zero and the American Strong Zero. With the Japanese Strong Zero, it's trying to cover up the alcohol with bitterness per se, and overall the Japanese Strong Zero is just more bitter, whereas with the American Strong Zero, it is, in my opinion, definitely sweeter and most certainly more syrupy, without a doubt, as well. The lemon flavor itself tastes fantastic. I'd have to say with the Japanese Strong Zero, the lemon flavor is definitely prominent, but it's not prominent to an insane degree when you initially take a sip. It's actually mostly the aftertaste that's really where it's most prominent. And that's a similarity between the American and Japanese Strong Zeros. When I first drank the American Strong Zeros, I was of the opinion that the lemon flavor was a little bit more mild than in the Japanese Strong Zeros, but I'd actually say I was incorrect in that scenario. I think it's about the same strength, personally. It just comes across a little bit differently. As said, with the American Strong Zeros, it's a little bit sweeter than Japanese Strong Zeros, in my personal opinion. And overall, yeah, the American Strong Zeros are definitely much more syrupy overall than Japanese Strong Zeros. The Japanese Strong Zero that I'm having right now, it's really not syrupy at all. I'm not tasting any sort of a syrupy, sort of sugary flavor or anything like that kind of thing. Of course, since it is an alcoholic chew-high / seltzer, there is a little bit of syrupiness in there, but it's really not all that syrupy, especially when compared to a lot of American seltzers. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm comparing the lemon-flavored Strong Zero to the Japanese lemon-flavored Strong Zero to the American lemon-flavored Strong Zero. Of course, there are more flavors than just what I'm drinking right now, both in Japan and in the United States. In the United States, I believe there's the lemon, I want to say grapefruit, peach, and I believe they recently introduced a strawberry as well. The only flavor I haven't tried is the strawberry. I need to try that when I get back to the United States to see how it is. Now, I haven't seen a strawberry-flavored Strong Zero in Japan, but I have seen peach-flavored, and I have tried a grapefruit-flavored one before, which I really enjoyed, and that's actually my favorite Japanese Strong Zero, I'll acknowledge. It's really, really, really good, but the peach and the grapefruit flavors in the United States were definitely much more sweet and much more syrupy than the comparable ones that I had tried in Japan previously. This, though, the lemon flavor, I'd have to say it's really not all that uncomparable. Well, I just hit the table with my leg by accident. It's not all that uncomparable to American Strong Zeros. If you like this, you're probably gonna like that. And if you like that, you're probably gonna like this. If you like American Strong Zero, you're more than likely gonna like the Japanese version. If you like the Japanese version, you're probably gonna like the American version. However, I will acknowledge there are definitely some minor differences in flavor. The main difference really is that, in my opinion, Japanese Strong Zero is more bitter and less sweet. This is a good thing for me because I really like bitter lemon drinks with a little bit of sweetness in it. There's definitely still a little bit of sweetness to this drink, but it's not as significant as it is in the one from the United States. But both are very crisp, very refreshing without a doubt, and they're both good drinks. I really do think that American Strong Zero is a good drink, even after having now tried a Japanese Strong Zero for the first time in almost 2 years. Excuse me. I do still think that American Strong Zero is a very solid drink. All of the flavors, I still think they're very solid. But are they better than Japanese Strong Zero? No, I don't think they are. Personally, I don't think they are better than Strong Zero. I really don't even have to think about that all that much. I really do think Japanese Strong Zero really is more to my personal preference. Now, I really do think it comes down to personal preference, though. I do want to acknowledge. I do think some people may prefer American Strong Zero more. I do think some people may prefer Japanese Strong Zero more. If you like a sweeter, more syrupy drink, I think American Strong Zero is going to be more for you. If you like a more bitter, less syrupy drink, I think Japanese Strong Zero is going to be more for you. But of course, it also depends flavor to flavor. I'm only comparing the lemon Japanese Strong Zero versus the American Lemon Strong Zero today. Now, you can take what I'm saying with this video and you can kind of infer some of it, without a doubt, to different flavors, but not all of what I'm saying. There are different flavors, and different flavors are going to have different flavors and be different sweetnesses and have different levels of syrupiness, even in Japan and whatnot kind of thing. And that is very much the case in the United States, I can confirm. So I definitely have to say there's some differences, and you can't take what I'm saying in this video and put them all on each flavor and say that each flavor is going to be this amount of different between the one in the United States. I don't know if what I said made any sense, but I'm basically just trying to say, take what I say with a grain of salt depending on what flavor you're drinking. It's basically what I'm trying to say. But this stuff's good. This stuff's good. I definitely have to say, overall, I prefer Japanese Strong Zero to American Strong Zero. Both are good. Both are pretty fantastic in my personal opinion. I really like Japanese Strong Zero. I really like American Strong Zero. I like them both. They're both great drinks. For me, the American Strong Zero, the lemon flavor, is very much like a high 3 out of 4. The only reason it's a high 3 out of 4 is because it's too expensive. It would be a 4 out of 4 if it was cheaper. If it was $1.50 a can, it would be a 4 out of 4, frankly put. It would be one of the only hard seltzers I drink. However, with it being over $3 a can, that's pricey, especially since the cans are like 375 milliliters or something. They're like under 400 milliliters. They're tiny. They're not big. It's like a soda can. It's not a tall boy like this. I mean, like, I just can't give it a 4 out of 4 because it's way too expensive for what it is in my personal opinion. But Strong Zero in Japan, $228, $1.50 for a big boy can? You can't beat it. You can't beat it. That's my opinion, at least. That's my opinion, at least. Overall, I gotta admit, Japanese Strong Zero is a 4 out of 4. In my opinion, a 4 out of 4 means this is a masterpiece. This is all I ever want to drink. This is amazing. 3 out of 4 for me is something like, let's say, this is good. I like it. I'd have it again, but it's not like the best thing ever. It's too expensive. It's not quite there. It's not quite perfect, but it's still very good nonetheless. 2 out of 4 is like, I wouldn't have this again, but some people might like it, just I don't. And 1 out of 4 is like, this is horrible, never drink this. Nobody is gonna like this, and I don't even know why this is on the market. This is just a terrible product. That's not what negative 196 from Japan is. That's not what Strong Zero from Japan is. Strong Zero from Japan is not a 1 out of 4. It is a 4 out of 4. It is a masterpiece. It is a great drink, and it's sold at a great price in Japan. In the United States, though, it's a bit expensive. It's a bit pricey. It's an exotic drink, even though in the United States, it's actually made in the United States for the American market. But we're gonna set that aside. It's a bit expensive in America. Strong Zero in Japan is cheaper than in the United States, without a doubt. And that's really the biggest benefit and the biggest difference, in my opinion, between Strong Zero in Japan and Strong Zero in the United States. Really, flavor-wise, the differences are much more minor than I really thought they were going to be. I mean, like, I've been in Japan now. This is my 3rd day in Japan. And I haven't had a Strong Zero yet. So I was really thinking, I was like, okay, what are the differences going to be between an American Strong Zero and a Japanese Strong Zero? They're honestly much more minor than I really expected them to be. It's been almost 2 years since I've had a Japanese Strong Zero, and about probably 3 months since the last time I had an American Strong Zero. But I still remember the tastes, but my memory of the Japanese Strong Zero was definitely not quite as accurate as I thought. There's a difference. There's a difference between American Strong Zero and Japanese Strong Zero. But one is not really worse than the other. It's just they're different, in my opinion. But the American Strong Zero is worse than Japanese Strong Zero, not because it's actually a worse drink, but just because it costs more. And that's really my main complaint about American Strong Zero. This stuff is definitely way stronger though. I'm feeling a huge buzz right now. This is massive. It is currently 9:05 in the morning. I don't think I should, I woke up like 3 hours ago. It is 9:05 in the morning. I don't think I should really drink this whole can. I think I'm just gonna be chilling on this buzz. Oh, I think I'll take one more sip. I think that's gonna be it for me for right now. I'm gonna throw the rest of it in the fridge right there. And I think that's just about all I wanted to say for the video. I'm buzzed. 9%, oh my God, it gets me good. Yeah, 9% kicking my ass without a doubt. Oh man, I don't drink a lot of 9% alcoholic beverages in the United States. Even when I'm mixing liquor into like stuff, it doesn't hit me this hard. Strong Zero hits so hard, it's crazy. Ooh, I think I'm gonna eat an onigiri. I got one in the fridge. I'm not gonna eat it during this video, but I think I'll have one in a minute. I've got, oh man, some red salmon and salt onigiri with me today. I think I'm gonna eat that in a minute. Need some food for my stomach now that I've got some alcohol in my stomach. But yeah, appreciate y'all watching. Hope this video could help educate or maybe inform or maybe just let y'all know that Japanese Strong Zero is indeed different than American Strong Zero, and hope I could inform y'all as to what the differences are, no matter how minor they may be. Appreciate y'all watching this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video, of course, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content. I'm my Instagram, my book, my merch, my P.O. box. Not my P.O. box, that's closed as of the recording of this video because I'm in Japan right now. But I also have my website in the description below, my merch, my book, and everything like that. Go check it all out. Appreciate y'all watching though. Anything I want to say before the end of this video? I think I'll take another sip. I think that's all I want to say for today's video. Anything else? I think that's about it. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I can't remember what. I think that's about it. I'll do a little cut in if I forget anything. But appreciate y'all watching. To the next one, stay safe and peace and have a great one. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying?